Chapter 8 Repeating History. Wednesday, October 13th, 2:55. Is this our first time skip? I mean, we've had small ones here and there, but it's mostly just been day to day so far, hasn't it? It's been 2 days since the festival. All of these students were given Tuesday off, mainly so that the school could be cleaned up after all the festival events. This means I had to miss out on my counselor appointment this week, which, while it did make me a little disappointed, I can live without this time. Yesterday was spent lounging around the home. Very nice, lazy day. Aw, yeah! Me and Yuri texted each other non-stop yesterday, conversing about a variety of topics. From our time at the festival, the poems that we wrote for it, things about me and her, that kind of stuff. Pretty sure there's a term for that. Monica said something about character development when we were in the club the other day. Maybe that's it. Today I've been going great so far. Me and Yuri walked to school, had lunch together like always, classes went well, and Wallace didn't say a word to us. Heck, I don't think I heard his stupid voice even once today. He actually did what his dad told him to. Do. I think there was a do there, wasn't there? Oh god. Alright, it's club time! Quickly packing away all my stuff as excitement builds in me, I make my way out of math class and into the hallway. I've been paying more attention to my surroundings than usual after leaving my locker. 1, so that I don't bump into anyone or anything, and 2, if in the off chance that I run into Yuri on my way to the club. I probably shouldn't expect much though. I found out that her last class is on the opposite side of the building. Another thing is, I still kinda hope that we didn't get any new club members. I don't want the mood of the club to be ruined by anyone else. As I approach the stairs and make my way to the club with my newfound arbitrary worry, that seems to be less concerning as I hear something unusual happening above. It's as if there's a fight going on upstairs. I know that those are usually never my business and I shouldn't stick my nose in them, but I kinda have to head that way to get to my club, so I'll just have to look away from whatever train wreck spaghetti flinging mess is happening. The closer and closer I get, a voice I know rings through the halls, which makes me immediately stop in my tracks. Leave me alone. Oh god, no. What's going on? My walk up the stairs has slowed down to a gentle tiptoe. You don't have to do this. You really are a freak, aren't you? Wait a minute, I know that douchebag's voice. That sounds like... Peering around the corner to the hallway that our color room is in shows... Oh my sweet Jesus, it's Chad. And there's that scratched up arm sprite that I let him use. You're welcome. It's Jason. That's one of Wallace's dumb idiot friends. They're about 6 meters away from me, and he's got Yuri pinned against the wall with a stupid grin on his face, whereas she looks distraught. I don't think they've noticed me yet. Why is he doing this? She didn't do anything to deserve this. I think I'm feeling the color slowly leave my face. Another look at Yuri shows her sleeves rolled up with... What the? What happened to her arm? From where I'm at, her arm shows a bunch of red and white marks, scars and bruises on it, which starts to frighten me. Another thought rolls through my head that strikes me to my very core. Is he trying to kill her? No, that seems like a bit much. But still, the fuck is going on? Is that what that said? Yeah, the fuck is even going on? Just the thought of anyone even trying to hurt her like this makes my blood boil. I can't just stand here and allow this to happen. She's my girlfriend, for fuck's sake. Not a community apostrophe there too. Just wait until your retarded boyfriend hears about this. You did not fucking just... As I look at them again, my heart feels like it's being pierced. Jason's grin has become even more evil-looking, whereas Gary looks like she's about to cry. No, I will not allow this. Kick his ass. Yeah. Another thought runs through my mind that I quickly dismiss, but then rethink about it because it's just that crazy. I have to do this. I'd usually never resort to this, but my princess in danger calls for it. This is what should have happened to Wallace the other day. This fucker deserves it. It's time for it to be her bodyguard. While the rage in me slowly builds up, another process in my mind is screaming at me about the possible consequences of this, but I'm too invested in this to consider those right now. With my teeth clenched, slanted eyebrows, and all 10 of my fingers spread apart, I begin my vengeful walk over towards them. Once they notice me, then just fucking go for it. It doesn't take long for the both of them to look towards me and see what's going on. Yuri attempts to jump as she looks like she's seen a ghost, and Jason looks confused, but that doesn't matter now. Go! Sprinting as fast as I possibly can towards Jason, my breathing has become erratic and my eyes focus only on him. A look of concern washes over him. Closer. Now! I can't believe this is happening. Leaping off the ground and making contact with him, I place my right hand over his face. He must be too shocked to react. Almost there. Tilt now. Putting all my pressure on my right hand brings his skull downwards as we slam to the ground. Good God. The shockwave from landing travels up my entire arm, and I can't tell what kind of sound his head makes as we land. Quickly getting up after the initial shock and looking away, I firmly plant my foot right in his stomach and begin power walking towards Yuri. There's no sound coming from him, thank God. She still looks terrified at what just happened. She might even be shaking, but her safety is more important right now. I make sure my expression isn't as serious as it was before, approaching her, so I firmly take a hold of her hand. It's not safe here. We have to go. Pulling her my way with somewhat considerable force, she doesn't budge, which I wasn't expecting, and almost fall over. Turning around to see why she's not moving, I get a glimpse of Jason's body moving again, almost like he's trying to get up. Panic and fear immediately shock me, which causes me to quickly place my free hand on Yuri's waist and look at her wide-eyed, which makes her look concerned. Yuri, please! This is serious, we're going home! Pulling her towards me as I start power walking again, it takes a while for her to catch up to my pace. I don't even dare look back to see if he's running after us. Every step down the stairs felt fear-inducing, as if each could be my last, but we eventually made it out of the school building with disregard to anyone watching. Once we're outside and have made it a considerable distance away from the school, we slow down and start taking the path towards Yuri's house. The weather outside is nice and serene, which is well needed to calm me down. Taking in some fresh air and feeling less tense, I look over to Yuri to see the sun shining on her face. But she has her head down, and all signs of happiness have completely vanished. I think I'd better ask if she's alright. Hey, how are you feeling?
Fine.
The way she says that doesn't really put me at ease. He didn't hurt you too bad, did he? I'm still not too sure about what I saw on her arm today. She takes a deep breath before answering me.
No.
Her tone of voice makes her sound completely defeated, and I don't blame her. That must have been really scary for her. Just imagine what would have happened had I not shown up. Who would have handled that? The principal? Monica? The club! I should probably let Monica know that we're not going to make it today. One-handedly pulling out my phone from my pocket and flipping it open, I open up mine and Monica's messages. Before I begin to type, I feel like I should let Yuri know what's going on. Better speak gently to her. Hey, I'm gonna let Monica know what's going on. She doesn't respond. She just stares blankly at the ground while we walk hand in hand to her house. Well, at least I told her. Poor girl. It takes a while to type one-handed. Hey Monica, me and Yuri can't make it. Wait, should I tell her about what happened? No, she'd be all up on my case about that. Let's do this instead. She's sick, so I'm taking her home. Sent. A moment or two passes as the calm sounds of nature play around me, but I can't help but wonder what kind of raging storm is happening. Oh, that was fast.
Okay, thanks for letting me know. But this messes up what I had planned for today. Please show up tomorrow.
Right now, what Monica could have planned for us today isn't very important. Putting my phone away and looking over to Yuri, I can't help but wonder what my poor baby's thinking right now.
3:10 p.m. No. 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 Why is this happening now? This isn't how I wanted him to find out. I was hoping to open up to him about it within due time, but it's becoming more and more difficult to fight back tears at the thought of knowing how different he is from everyone else and how he's going to react to everything. How am I going to explain all this to Hallie? What if I really am a freak? What if this shows that I don't deserve these feelings that me and him share for all of life? What if I really don't have a purpose here on this earth? Every doubt-filled, dread-filled step to my house makes me wish more and more that I was dead. As we finally approach my house, I don't have it in me to let go of his hand. I want every moment like this to last as long as possible before everything goes awry. Awkwardly grabbing my keys from my bag and somehow unlocking my door, Hallie takes another inquisitive look at me before we enter my house. My darling, I'm so sorry about this. Once we're inside, he walks me over to my living room couch. Sitting down in a sulky manner, my bag drops to the floor, letting its contents spill on the ground as I place my head in my hands. If there's any point in life where I wish I could disappear, now is one of them.
3:18 p.m. Okay, we're safe in her house now, and it still looks as clean as when I was last here, despite the mess in front of me. Avoiding the stuff from her bag to crouch down on both knees in front of her, I'm not able to take her hands in mine, and she's still as silent as she's been most of the day. I'll ask her about what I saw on her arm later. Hey, how are you feeling? It takes a while for her to respond. Her shaky voice still doesn't bring me at ease.
I'm scared.
I can't help but immediately wrap my arms around her as I hear those words. Rubbing the back of her head for comfort, I speak gently into her ear. Hey, it's okay. That was really scary, but we're safe now. No one can hurt us now. She doesn't respond, or even do anything. We just stay there, close to each other for a while, until she gently pushes my arms away from her and looks back down to the ground again.
Hallie, there's something I need you to understand.
My eyebrow slowly raises at her. Whoa, what is it?
Please, just take a seat. It's really important.
With curiosity taking over, I carefully get up and take a seat to her left on the couch. She takes a deep breath and takes a hold of my hand. This really must be important for her, as I can feel her shaking.
Hallie, there's something I've been hiding from you.
Something hiding? What? With her hands still shaking, she slowly rolls up the sleeves of her uniform to reveal her left arm. I am left speechless as the sight of her arm makes itself a permanent spot in my mind. Letting go of her hand, I carefully take a hold of her left arm and bring it close to my face to inspect it. In front of me are plenty of white marks, about 4 centimeters each. Some faded, mostly healed red scars, some cuts that have been scabbed over and are yellow, and one cut that looks concerning as the skin's separated. Not only that, it looks like this was done recently. Did I have anything to do with this? Yuri, what's going on? It looks like she's trying hard to hold back tears.
I wanted to wait until much later to tell you. I didn't want you to find out so early on.
Find out?
About this bad habit of mine.
Bad habit? No, she doesn't mean... You did this? She doesn't respond. She gloomily looks down to the ground, still trying to hold back tears.
I really wish I didn't. This started 2 months ago. I just wanted to try it once, just to see what it felt like.
This sounds like it's really hard for her to talk about. The words bad habit still bear a very profound resonance in my mind.
I should have stopped after the first time. It didn't even feel that good. I don't know what kept drawing me back to it. And now, oh,
Her voice breaks as she leans over and buries her face in my shoulder. All I can do is watch helplessly as her emotions pour into my school uniform. I don't know what to do or what exactly to say to make things better, but a part of me knows this isn't right and I want to help. This feeling of helplessness is slowly starting to become overwhelming. Carefully leaning over to place my head on hers in an attempt to comfort both of us, she tries speaking through her tears.
I'm sorry, Hallie. I didn't want it to get this bad.
Her tone of voice brings back not-so-good memories from my past. This is just like my big brother all over again. "10 years ago, Hallie's house." This is the first he's mentioned a brother.
Hallie, sit down for a bit. We need to talk.
Carefully setting down my limited edition silver toy train I got for Christmas, I raise a curious eye at my mom and do what she says, sitting next to her on the couch. "Mom, what is it?" She looks sad. Did something bad happen?
I just got off the phone with your big brother.
Just hearing that cheers me up a bit, to which I bounce up and down on the couch a few times out of excitement. "Big brother! I haven't heard from him since he moved. I hope he's okay." She isn't smiling like I am. I don't know how to feel about this. Maybe if I keep on smiling, then she will too.
About that, you remember his wife, Heather, you know?
Of course I do. But she was acting funny last time I saw her, though. She still looks sad. What could she have said to her?
She passed away in her sleep last night.
She what?
She was acting funny because of her bad habits, and she's gone now because of it.
That means I'll never see her again? Instead of responding, she shakes her head as I'm left with my mind racing, my heart sinking, and my eyes glued to the floor. Big brother, why? Why didn't you do anything about this? I thought you loved her. I bring myself off of her at the feelings that have just now struck me.
I'd understand if you don't want to be with me anymore.
Don't say that. Silence briefly fills the room as I'm surprised by my more clear tone of voice. It feels like a newfound determination has come to me. After composing herself for a bit, Yuri is able to bring herself up and look over my way again.
Huh?
I don't want to leave you, or say goodbye to you, or anything like that.
But why?
Gently taking her hand in mine, I try my best to put on a smile to let her know I mean well. I made a promise to you a while back, and I'm gonna keep it. There's no way I'm walking away from this. Both of us remain silent. She must be deep in thought about everything. Slowly letting go of her hand and getting up from the couch, I look around her floor to see all that's about. Books lay everywhere, but my eyes mainly land on bandages and neosporin scattered all around. I think I have an idea of what I want to do. That's when I kneel down in front of her again and take both her hands. I think I know the first thing I can do to help with this. Do you trust me? Another silence fills the room for a short while.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Confusion strikes me, which sends me into an internal, slight panic. What does she mean by that?
I don't want my arm to feel like it's running a fever, or to constantly pick at them anymore.
Those words alone make me tighten my grip on her hands, to which I can feel her doing the same. It's okay, you don't have to anymore, and I think I know how. Letting go of her hands to pick up bandages and medicine from earlier, I make my way over to her still exposed left arm and gently take a hold of it again. It will be all right. I'm here now. That's when I carefully lay my head on her shoulder and gently wrap my arms around hers. Carefully and gently rubbing her arm, I softly speak into her ear. You're still the same beautiful girl I'm happy to know, even after all this. Bringing my head up shows her staring at me, almost unsure what to say.
There's no way you mean that.
Looking into her eyes, I know what must be done. I have spoken. Silence strikes the room again as I begin unwrapping the first bandage. Applying medicine and a bandage to a yellowed cut on her arm, I get a glimpse of what I think is a smile breaking through on her. That alone makes me smile back, as it feels like I'm doing something right for once. Moving on to another yellowed area, I caress her arm beforehand and speak gently. Doesn't it feel nice to have someone care about you so much? I think I can hear a faint hum coming from her, which makes me blush and smile more. After lovingly placing bandages on every cut I see on her lower arm, I move on to the big cut on her upper arm. After staring at it for some time, I know what must be done. I can't let something like this stop me. I won't let this scare me. This is what my mom used to do whenever I got hurt. With her arms still in my grasp, I bring my face forward until I slowly kiss the affected area. There we go. That one needed 2 of them. That probably stung like hell, dude. Looking up at her after rolling her sleeve back down for her shows her smile is gone, as she's staring intently at me. Maybe if I lighten up a bit, it'll come back? With that, I bring both my arms up and try to sound more cute than usual. Now you're all better. Yuri? She then places one of her hands over her heart, and her face shows fear?
Why is my heart pounding so fast?
Without another word, I quickly go up and hug her just like I did earlier today. She hugs me back harder than I was expecting and starts breathing a little heavily, almost like she's hyperventilating. Shh, it's okay now. Everything's alright now. We're past the worst of it. Her grip on me is consistent, which makes me believe I'm gonna be stuck here for a while. Not complaining or anything. As I look over her shoulder to her bag that's hanging halfway off the couch, I can see part of my book sticking through, about to fall on the floor. An idea comes to mind that just might work. Hey, you want to finish reading the rest of my book to get your mind off this? As she releases her grip from me, she takes a moment to breathe in and out a few times, as if she's getting control of herself back.
I would love to.
Lightly nodding at her, I put a smile back on my face. Then it's settled. Grabbing the book from her bag and hopping on the couch again, We take part in our one-of-a-kind reading formation, but this time with my arm wrapped around her back. I hope she doesn't mind.